There was a whole lot going on in Captain America Civil War. Stuffing more superheroes into one movie than had ever shared the screen before meant that not every character interaction got the space it deserved. A perfect example would be Tony Stark's Iron Man and Sam Wilson's Falcon, where some viewers may be confused as to why Tony wanted retribution against Sam so badly. In the superhero Civil War, the MCU stars were divided between Iron Man and Captain America, and the battle that ensued did not come without casualties. The superhuman conduct litigated by the Sokovia Accords, the Avengers who wanted to help the world free of restriction were put into direct opposition with its governments, and the result is that Iron Man and company were responsible for putting those like Cap and Sam behind bars. But by the end of the movie, there was a personal dimension to the conflict too that explains why Tony wanted Sam in particular imprisoned. You know, the moment ties back to the climax of the famous airport battle, where the clash between the two sides largely occurred without serious injury. Now, the main exception here came when War Machine and Falcon dueled in the skies. On the ground, Vision struggled to deal with his own emotions from the fallout of the fight, and uncharacteristically made an error when trying to shoot Sam down. The beam he released did not catch the capable flyer Falcon proved to be, and actually accidentally carved through War Machine's arc reactor. Powerless and without his flight capabilities, War Machine plummeted to the ground, and after making impact, he was paralyzed. Immediately, Iron Man arrived to grieve over his friend, and even Sam flew in to check on the damage. War Machine is probably Tony's best friend in his civilian identity of James Rhodey Rhodes, and Tony proved so distraught over his concern for Rhodey that he incapacitated Sam with a repulsor blast right then and there. Even though Rhodey would recover the use of his legs, never would, requiring mechanical assistance by the film's end. Now, you know, understanding that personal relationship between Tony and Rhodey is a big part of understanding why Tony would hold such a grudge against Sam. The two have a relationship that dates back way before the first Iron Man movie that first kicked off the MCU. At that point, Rhodey was just a military guy, and when Tony finally developed the Iron Man persona, it was initially to shoulder responsibility of the weapons he created and their role in the world. When Rhodey became War Machine, it represented Tony sharing that responsibility. In seeing Rhodey hurt, Stark must have felt that he was responsible himself to some degree, so it's only understandable that he would take that anger out on Sam. The whole central debate of the film was holding superhumans accountable for the mistakes they can make. The confluence of the mistakes made by Sam, Vision, Rhodey, and Tony himself all came to a head with Rhodey's paralysis. And it really seems that even though Tony directly ordered Vision to take that strike against Sam, which inevitably paralyzed War Machine, instead of blaming himself or in conjunction with blaming himself, Tony placed a lot of the blame on Falcon. And that's why he was so content to have him rot in the raft.